Lionel Messi, a man no word can truly describe, a man who shattered the record once thought impossible, a man many believe is football's greatest gift. But here's the question: how do you explain Lionel Messi? Is it a goal, the assists, the trophies, the Ballon d'Ors, or is it something much bigger than the number? Today, we're going to find out. Most of us know the story already, right? Lionel Messi's grandmother took him to a local football pitch and insisted that the coach let him play. The rest, as they say, is history. But before the Ballon d'Ors, World Cup, and the records, there was just a small boy from Rosario chasing a dream. Messi began his football journey with Newell Old Boys in 1995. It didn't take long for everyone around him to realize they were watching someone special. Yet, despite his extraordinary talent, his future was uncertain. Diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency, his family couldn't afford the treatment he needed. Then, Barcelona steps in. Barcelona agreed to cover his growth hormone treatment and brought him to La Masia, their world-famous academy. Outside Argentina and Barcelona, almost nobody knew who Lionel Messi was. To the football world, he was just another promising youngster. Inside the academy, however, it was a completely different story. There was only one thing people consistently said about him: he dominated. After dominating every level of Barcelona academy, Messi finally made his first team debut under Frank Rijkaard. Rijkaard introduced him as a traditional right winger, an explosive teenager whose pace and dribbling terrified defenders. Then everything changed. Pep Guardiola saw something different in Messi. Instead of keeping him on the wing, he moved him into the central as a false nine. The decision helped create one of the most, if not the most dominant, attacking players football had ever seen. Guardiola left, but Messi didn't stop evolving. Under Tito Villanova and Tata Martino, he continued mastering the false nine role. Then Luis Enrique arrived. With Luis Suarez joining from Liverpool and Neymar becoming a superstar, Messi returned to the right wing, but this time he wasn't the same player. He had evolved into a wide playmaker, controlling games while creating chances for everyone around him. And Ernesto Valverde pushed that evolution even more further. Messi gradually moved into the central areas, becoming the team's primary attacking midfield and creative hub. Under Quique Setien and later Ronald Koeman, positional labels almost disappeared. Sometimes he was a striker, sometimes a number 10, sometimes a shadow striker, most of the time he was simply everywhere. Even after leaving Barcelona, Messi adapted once again at Paris Saint-Germain. He embraced the role of a creator, orchestrating stacks for Neymar and Kylian Mbappé. Over nearly 2 decades, one thing remained constant. Every great coach found a different way to use Lionel Messi. And somehow, every version was world-class, while most players spent their career perfecting one role. Messi spent his reinventing them. Every tactical evolution came with one constant: production. No matter where he played, right winger, false nine, wide playmaker, attacking midfielder or a roaming creator, the numbers never stopped. The numbers are almost impossible to believe. Throughout his career, Messi didn't just collect goals, he collected records. Over 900 goals, more than 450 assists, over 1,100 appearances, but his individual resume is what separates him from others. 8 Ballon d'Ors, 6 European Golden Shoes, 2 World Cup Golden Balls, 2 FIFA The Best Award, 2 Copa America Best Player award, and countless domestic and Champions League records, from being La Liga Best Player to winning the Pichinchi Trophy 8 times to becoming the Champions League top scorer multiple times. No player in football history has ever assembled individual resume quite like Lionel Messi. But statistic and trophy only tell us part of the story. The real question is, how unlikely are we to see another Lionel Messi? To answer that, we need to look beyond the trophies and actually put his career into perspective. Just a quick note. Roughly there are estimated to have over 130,000 professional football players in the world currently. There are more than 300 million people currently playing football, and over the history of the sport, likely well over a billion have played. The odds of you of becoming a pro footballer is 1 in 2,000. To get this into perspective, I know you guys play some gacha games or draws. If the odds of that item is 0.005%, that's 1 in 2,000. The odds of a player won a Ballon d'Or is 1 in 10 million. Yeah, this is 10 million. So the shift from 1000 to million is already insane, right? But brother, you need to listen till the end. The odds of a player won 5 Ballon d'Or, which Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo are the only known player to do it, is 1 in 600 million. And I know you will ask, what are the odds of player getting 8 Ballon d'Ors? The odds to win 8 Ballon d'Or is 1 in 2 billion. Yeah, billion. Let that number sink in. And now you want to know something more impressive? If winning 8 Ballon d'Ors is already 1 in a billion achievement, just imagine how hard it is to win it 4 straight in a row. It's one of the most, if not the most improbable accomplishment in the sport history. Lionel Messi is more than just a collection of numbers. The goals, the assists, the trophies, the Ballon d'Ors, those are just the result. Real reason Lionel Messi is different because he was able to become everything football asked him to be. A winger, a goal scorer, a playmaker, a false nine, and a leader. Every generation produced incredible players. Players who changed the game, players who defined the era, players who become a legend. But a player who combines Messi talent, consistency, longevity, adaptability, and achievement, that's something football rarely see. Maybe one day, another player will break his records. Maybe someone will win more trophies. Maybe someone will create their own version of greatness. But another Lionel Messi? A player who can dominate every role, every competition, and every era at the highest level. That's not something you simply find. It is something football waits for decades to create. Because football doesn't produce Lionel Messi every generation. It produces one maybe 1 in 100 years, 1,000 years, or maybe a million years. Who knows? Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. See you next time.